the Tennessee State University Marching Band is well known as a talented group that runs like a well-oiled machine. Of course, machines sometimes need repairs, and TSU has a man who can repair almost any instrument there is on the planet. In fact, Rob Wiles met him and discovered he's also a valuable role model.
Sound off. Intense. Focus. Focus.
It takes a lot of work and rehearsal for the Tennessee State University Band to sound hot. So everything must be exactly right, which is where Jim Pitts comes in. His title is Instrument Repair Technician, but
I'm a repairman. I fix horns. You can see when you work in a college, you have to have a fancy title or else they don't know you're important. What I do is just fix horns. Get my hands dirty, and it's not anything amazing or anything. We got a lot of people at school. We got electricians and plumbers, and I just do a little bit of plumbing.
well, Jim means a bit more than that to the band, according to acting director Dr. Reginald McDonald.
We estimate that having a full-time repair shop and somebody of Mr. Pitt's expertise probably saves Tennessee State University on average $500,000 to $1 million a year with just repairing equipment. He has the capability in this particular shop to do a lot of things that would probably cost us almost $1,000 for each instrument to send out. If it's a hole in the instrument, he can actually replate the instrument with nickel. If the instrument comes apart, he can solder the instrument and put it back together and refinish it where it looks like a brand new instrument.
Dr. McDonald says money saved means more scholarships for students to come to TSU. Jim Pitts came to TSU in a roundabout way himself. He learned his trade as a musician in the Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps is different from some of the other services. When they send you places, you put your horn down, they give you a rifle. They get their tax money with the Marines. They do all sorts of duties. I played with Sinatra, we backed him before, and Pete Fountain. Just different people, and it sounds, when you spell out, boy, you did this, that, and the other, it sounds important. It doesn't matter if they're important people or not, they all sing the same and you play the same notes.
When he retired from the Corps, Jim looked all around and settled on Nashville. He found work at a music store repairing instruments when fate took a hand.
I'd been fixing the horns for TSU and Vanderbilt, and the store that I worked at, we fixed the horns in the local area. So I knew the director of bands here pretty well. It's Professor Graves, a different person. He's been out sick. And it's just a matter, he's from Mississippi, I'm from Mississippi, and so he didn't have an accent. So, and also the shop we had out in town, we also had draft beer in the back. I don't know if that had anything to do with him business.
So Jim came to TSU and set up his shop, which meant scrounging for just about everything.
Actually, I got a jacuzzi from it was from the sports department. I found out when you mix a little bit of soap in a jacuzzi, it doesn't clean horns too well. but it makes some really nice soap effects. So,
what he couldn't scrounge or buy, he made, taking for granted the work he does so effortlessly.
I've stretched the metal when I dent it, so I can't shrink the metal. So I want to like clay. I just want to mold it. So I'm kind of figure I want to curve it. So I'm just going to put my weight in it, and then it just come out. And then I go with a little roller and make it smoother and stuff. But the basic dent is just that easy.
That's all there is to it, huh?
Yeah. Once you do it too on this one,
okay.
But you just kind of roll it and just kind of follow the.
Well, if it's a matter of weight, I believe I can do it.
I tell you, there's some advantages to us portly people.
Absolutely. Let's see now. So just kind of roll it like that.
And really romp into it with your weight.
Okay.
There.
Is that out?
Jim smooths out more than dented and dinged instruments. He takes his relationship with the band members seriously, hoping that by being a stickler about care of the instruments, he'll help teach them other things.
They never have been held responsible. And that's part of what we do, is they do a responsibility thing. They have to fill out a contract. A lot of them's never filled out a contract. They've never had the signature verified, and that's part of the education. And It's important because I've known so many people go to the jewelry shop, right? And don't you love your mama? And they messing with you and cheat you. And I don't want them to be cheated. But it's intriguing. You see them come in here, they look like little high school kids and they're giggly and all that. Then every year they grow up and the guys start growing a little bit of facial hair and and all of a sudden when they leave they're adults, and then later on maybe you see them someplace and you don't recognize them because they've gained 50 pounds, but they recognize you and they say, they wave and they forget how you mean to them. They realize now what you were doing. But it's not bad.
And that attitude, according to Reginald McDonald, is what makes Jim even more valuable as he knocks out dents, not just in instruments, but at times in the students who play them.
The expertise that he brings and is probably his experiences from the Marine Corps, like about being on time, cleaning the instrument, turning things in the way it was issued to you. All these are things that help to develop good citizens, and that goes in conjunction with what they're learning in the classroom. And I think we're turning out some fine students.
Fine students who look great and sound hot and will, as long as Jim Pitts has anything to do with it.